Khabib versus Gaethje.
Gaethje for what? October
24th. No date yet. No venue yet. I'm very intrigued by that one.
Is this Khabib's last one?
No, Khabib said that he's going to do what his father wanted him to do, and he's going to retire at 30-0. And then Dana White came out and was like, if he wins this next fight and he wants George St. Pierre for his last fight, or whoever he wants, it's up to him. So he'll let Khabib...
I saw the George St. Pierre. Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
Justin Gaethje.
Bro, they were looking past Gaethje a little bit with that Tony fight, I felt, too. And they were like, oh no, we're going to get to Khabib Tony right after this.
Okay, what happens if Gaethje wins? Does he retire right there on the spot?
Who,
Does he kill himself, commit suicide? Does he...
Yeah. And even...
does he have to win 30 more fights in a row?
So there's two people in fighting with, like, the most loyal fan base. Like, if you say anything about them, you get...
Conor McGregor and Khabib.
Yeah. And you get... And Masvidal's starting to get there, where he has that, like, fan base, too. But Gaethje is now going to fight Khabib. If you say Gaethje's going to win, you got to be prepared for, what are you, fucking stupid? What the fuck's, like just people saying, like, you don't know anything about fighting. He definitely has better stand-up, Gaethje, than Khabib.
Yeah.
He definitely has more knockout power.
Definitely? Yeah. He slept people. Khabib's only knocked Conor down.
And he only knocked Conor down because Conor had zero respect for his stand-up.
Right.
Conor was walking at him in a championship fight with his hands down.
Yeah.
What do you think's going to happen if a guy just fucking bites down and throws a big overhand right? And it happens to land.
Well, he did fake the shot.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, but...
It was a proper setup.
Yeah, but Conor had his hands down and...
He also didn't see the shot hitting. It was like...
Yeah. Like, I think... Don't get me wrong, I think Khabib's got good stand-up. I think his stand-up's even... If you're looking at it unbiased and you're not a Khabib nut hugger, he's got good stand-up. It's not the worst, but it's also not his...
Gaethje's cardio is superb. Superb. I think he could win.
He's not a huge underdog. Like, he's 2-1. But...
Already?
Yeah. But usually it would start bigger and then get smaller.
Yeah.
So he's only 2-1. But I'm going to be crazy. I think Gaethje is the toughest stylistic matchup for Khabib.
Because for Gaethje, he doesn't give a fuck.
Doesn't give a fuck.
Doesn't care.
Can wrestle. Has been wrestling since he was 4. Gaethje, like we've talked about it a few times, like there's some...
For Khabib, like I just said, if he loses...
Yeah, like
he might get executed.
Yeah, like I think Gaethje was even Gaethje was a one-time All-American, and that was kind of underachieving, Like a little bit more, I think, was expected out of him in wrestling. And he was a super hard worker, like he fucking wrestling since he was 4, like he can grapple. I think he's going to be tough for Khabib to take down.
I tell you what, Usman's still up there with him for this training camp. For sure.
Oh, 100%. And then, I don't know, you'd know better than I would. Like, I don't know what the medicine is for it as far as altitude. I think they say you're supposed to train at sea level, but sleep at altitude is better for you. But I'm sure there's benefits to training at altitude.
Yeah, it's better overall.
Well, I've heard mixed reviews on that. I've heard, like, some people say that it's better to train at sea level than sleep at altitude. Like sleep in an oxygen tent or something. But then I think the science...
Right, no, I mean, if you could train at altitude... Well, if you could train at altitude and feel great, that raises your VO2 max even higher.
Yeah, well, Gaethje lives in altitude, trains in altitude, sleeps in altitude. So
where's the fight though? Denver?
It'll probably be Vegas.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he has cardio. Like we've seen Gaethje slow down a little bit in a couple fights. We've seen him lose, but Khabib, the way that we've seen Gaethje lose, Khabib's not beating him that way. You know what I mean? Khabib's not winning a slugging contest and TKOing him, I don't think. Very slim. If Khabib beats him,
I would never say never, but
history would show that, not happening, but
on paper.
Yeah. If he does beat Gaethje, he's grinding him out or he's submitting him on the ground. But, like, that's something else.
I could see Khabib choking him really bad.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be tough to keep him there. Have we ever really seen Gaethje out-grappled like that? His grappling is underrated, if you will. He's very, very scrambly. He usually pops right up. But then Khabib is Khabib. Khabib's the best grappler.
Yeah.
Like, I always think of his cage wrestling's the best. His submissions are really, really good. But then I always think of that thing that, what's his name said when we had Sean Bunch on, who Sean Bunch, is a fucking stud wrestler.
Yeah.
He said, like, he can't take me down open mat. And then I always think of the shit Sean Bunch said to us, and then I look at the Al Iaquinta fight. The moments when Iaquinta wasn't getting backed up against the cage and was able to defend some takedowns and whatnot, it could get interesting. And then, like we were talking cardio,
where on paper, Gaethje's a better wrestler than
Al. Yeah, it's interesting.
But would you say that Gaethje's a better striker than Al?
Close. I think Al might be a better boxer, a little straighter and crisper. But this new Gaethje, where he picks...
Al also took it on, like, short notice, kind of.
One day. But,
yeah, but
he had trained for a 3-round fight. He was supposed to fight someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've said that, and that's what people rip me apart for, too. In that Can Anyone Beat Khabib video, is I said, like, Al has a chance of beating Khabib. And people were like, he got fucking destroyed. He didn't get destroyed, he got beat up. On one day's notice, not preparing for Khabib. He was preparing for a brawl with Paul Felder.
Right. Those are two different fights.
Way different fights. And then he got a grappling match trying not to get smothered by Khabib. But yeah, super interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I
feel like you had some other topics. Is that it?
I'm going to have to look at the odds, and then that's how I'll probably make my pick, and then we'll see if Khabib wants to come on Menace and The Man, because if he doesn't...
Yeah, man, I'm going Gaethje all the way until Khabib comes on the show.
And even when he comes on the show, I don't know. I might still be going Gaethje. Gaethje smokes weed. Gaethje likes to party. I don't even think Khabib...
He doesn't? No, he doesn't like to party. Well, he likes to party, he just can't.
What do you mean? Yeah, but he does party. He drinks. He smokes weed. Khabib does neither.
He never knows when he's going to fight again, so he doesn't really drink that much.
Yeah, but I'm sure he does drink.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say this, I'm not hating on nobody who don't drink. If you don't drink, more power to you. But I think if we hung out, if you threw a party in your backyard and you invited Khabib and Justin Gaethje, you're vibing out with Justin Gaethje way more than Khabib. Yeah. You'll be like, oh shit, me and Justin Gaethje are boys. You'd be like, oh shit, Khabib was here. I talked to him for like 2 minutes,